I want to talk to somebody today who buried somebody they loved and is still trying to figure out how to keep breathing. Somebody who picks up the phone to call them before you remember. Somebody who sets the table for one more plate than you need. Somebody who hears a song or smells a smell or passes a street corner and grief just walks right back up on you like it never left. I need you to hear me this morning. Grieving is not a lack of faith. Grieving is the receipt for a love that was real. You don't cry this hard over something that didn't matter. You don't ache this deep for someone who didn't mean anything. That pain in your chest, that's not weakness, that's love with nowhere left to go. Even Jesus wept. Say that with me. Even Jesus wept. He was standing outside his friend Lazarus's tomb. He knew in a few minutes he was about to call that man back to life. He knew the ending. He knew the miracle was coming, and he still stood there and cried. So don't let anybody tell you that if you had enough faith, you wouldn't hurt this bad. Jesus had all the faith in the universe standing in his own 2 feet, and he still wept at the graveside of someone he loved. Grief and faith are not enemies. They can sit in the same room. Now, I know some of you have been told to hurry up and get over it. Move on. Life goes on. Church, I need you to know, some grief was never meant to be gotten over. Some grief was only meant to be carried differently over time. In the beginning, it's a boulder on your chest. You can't breathe under it. And then, by God's grace, over time, it doesn't get smaller, you get stronger. You learn how to carry it and still walk. You learn how to carry it and still laugh again. You learn how to carry it and still live. That's not betrayal to the one you lost. That's survival. And survival is not a sin. Ecclesiastes tells us there is a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Notice it doesn't say pick one and stay there forever. It says there's a season, which means the season you're in right now, as unbearable as it feels, it is a season. It is not your permanent home. I want to remind you of something today. Death is real, but it is not the final word over the people who belong to God. Paul told the church at Thessalonica, don't grieve like people who have no hope. Not don't grieve, grieve. But don't grieve like it's the end of the story, because Revelation tells us there is coming a day when God himself will wipe away every tear from every eye. Not an angel, not a preacher, God himself with his own hand reaching down to wipe the tears off your face. That tells me something. It tells me your tears matter enough for God to personally handle them. Not one of them is falling to the ground unnoticed. Every single one is seen. So today, if you are walking through the valley of the shadow, and notice it says the valley of the shadow of death, not the valley of death itself. Because a shadow can't hurt you, it can only block the light for a moment. I need you to know you are not walking through it alone. He is with you, even here, even now, even in the hardest part of this. Let me say something to the person who feels guilty for still being here. Guilty for laughing again. Guilty for one day loving again. Hear me. Living your life is not disrespecting their memory. Living your life in a way that honors what they poured into you, that is the greatest tribute you could ever give them. You don't honor the dead by refusing to live. You honor them by living well on their behalf, carrying a piece of them with you into every room you walk into for the rest of your life. So here's what I want you to do today. Stop apologizing for your tears. Stop rushing your healing. Stop pretending you're fine when you're not. Bring it to God exactly the way it is. He is not intimidated by your grief. He is not offended by your questions. He can hold every bit of what you're carrying. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy, real joy, not fake joy, not performed joy. Joy comes in the morning. Your morning is coming. And until it gets here, you are not walking through this alone. Hold on to him. He's already holding on to you.